This is a direct message to those who call themselves educated, thinkers, leaders, and anyone who's ever taken a paycheck and believed they understood the system. If you can read between the lines, you already know this message is not just words. It's a signal, part of something bigger. This is a real challenge, a test of intelligence, integrity, and depth. Because while the surface world, the so-called 3D world, has its place without characters and morals, it all collapses. The world is on a stage right now, a kind of World Series of consciousness. And the irony is that most don't even know they're in the game. So here's the real question. Can you evolve past labels, past ego, and past systems, and still live with principles when no one's watching? How you interpret this message says everything about you, not me. I'm just a messenger. And as for who I work for, well, I guess that's for you to figure out. Okay, the internet goes off, and in the middle of a meeting, fine. Then realistically, I try to reset the Wi-Fi because you try to stay calm, and then that's not working. But my phone and no music, fuck. Because the music's playing, that's not the issue. The issue is the volume. The speaker stopped working. It's bullshit. So, whatever. My plan was, to take over the world today. I guess I might have to wait till tomorrow. I don't have the internet to do that today. You can't do it without the internet. You can't take over the world without the internet. You have to control the internet. Well, how do you control the internet? I don't know. Fucking suck at computers, so I better find some geniuses that can do it. I think there's some out there. You need time for yourself and for your own healing. And it's okay to cry, because after you cry and cry and cry over memories and things that need to come up that you might have forgotten about, the thing is like with social media and posting on social media and, showing yourself as one thing and crazy and whatever else, other things people might be thinking. You're not insane for thinking that, because, you get messages, people telling you are. So just because one person sees you one way doesn't mean that the other person sees you that way. So that's where realities get distorted, and that's where lines get crossed, and that's where people's opinions of each other and people's opinions of themselves and everything else comes into play here. And then that's when the world gets all fucked up and confusing and messed up, is because it has to do with all of our, we all have egos in a way, but what happens is, depending on who we were when we were born in our souls, and then how we were told to be from the minute we get into this world, we're told when we come into this world that we're equal somehow. Or we're told we're not. And what happens is, it's like, what message do you want to listen to, and who are you really? So what is your soul telling you versus what is, to be a lie and truth and everything. When you're looking at the real world, what happens is, we're born. We're these beautiful little creatures and babies and whatever, cute little cuddly things. And then we're told different things on our journeys, and that's what nurture is. And the difference between nature and nurture is who a person is at their soul, and who they were born to be. And does that mean some of us are born in the wrong bodies? Probably. Because we can be all of those things and we can be none of those things, because that's what role playing and acting and business and jobs and all of it is. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's one big fat fucking lie. It is what it is. What MLM are you in? Fuck you. When you understand who you're speaking to, you change the message, right? At least the smart person does. Because they understand that in certain markets, certain places, certain crowds, they're not safe. Or you never really feared, or that soul hasn't feared. They live in the other side of it, the arrogant world, where they just think, oh, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want until life, finally hits them with reality in some form or some way. And right now, what's happening in the world is balancing each other out. They're balancing each other. I think what scares me most is that it sounds arrogant and cocky, right? Like I'm not confident enough. Right now it's April 28th, I believe. April 28th. And I'm documenting my own, whatever the fuck this is. Some people call it a spiritual awakening. I feel that's most accurate. They ask, like, does it feel like you're a god when you become that? And the answer is yes, it does. However, the balance of that is not losing yourself in the process. And that's why you have to stay grounded. Otherwise, you do go insane. Because what happens is something else, and that's up to interpretation, it takes over. And in my lifetime, it's been told to me that it means I'm bipolar, which doesn't make sense to me. Multiple personalities made more sense than that, mainly because it feels like different personalities take you over. Well, then other people will tell me that means that I'm possessed, or there's demons, or whatever, and I'm an angel, or whatever. There's different interpretations for it. So I hear that, and what do? Create in my mind. That inspires me to make something. And it used to shut me down. That's the difference. When I was on my meds, I didn't remember who I was or my life, and I was just in a place where before I honestly felt like my body was like, I was in a third person. Like I wasn't myself. Like I was somebody else. Like I was looking at my body, and I would take actions and I would do things that were, I don't even know. I look back and go, fuck, how did I do that? Like, I don't know. Sometimes, to be quite honest, I got strength from somewhere I don't know. Many times, and not just for bad, to get myself out of bad situations and draw strength from that for good. Like I'm remembering now that the bad, like now that it's not all bad, it feels like I've shed a part of me, like a part of my body, and that's come off, and I'm growing into a new one. So people relate that to a reptile, or they see themselves as, they tattoo their bodies or see themselves in those ways too, but they can't understand it. If you don't understand it, and if you're not ready for that type of awakening, you start to become arrogant. And you become so arrogant that you look down on others and you put others down for not being that way. And you start to think you're above them. And because of my balance of growing up abused, that keeps me grounded, because it keeps me in a place where I go, okay, let's have perspective here and connect back to relating to other people. So it's why you have to remember your past. And when I had PTSD, have it, I guess, now that I've worked through it, I don't know, but it's when you go through that and you relive it, you just allow yourself to relive it versus masking the pain. It feels like that's what all the movies are about. Feels like that's when you make it in life. And it has nothing to do with money. I felt I had to get here first before I could make money, because I didn't want to be one of those people. So the guilt of making money weighed so heavy on me, because to me it meant I was like selling out or something, I guess. But I'm not. And my stubbornness is because I wanted to do it for me, because I have such a strong voice, and that's true. I have such a fire in me that people don't understand. And I have been lying to myself for the last 37 years that I pretended it didn't exist, when I know it's there and I know who I am. But I needed to know it, because that's the final step of waking up your own superhero. That's how you wake up a superhero. And now my value just went up, because now I realized it too. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the money that means anything. It's the freedom of saying, you know what, fuck off. I'm not dealing with your bullshit anymore. I tried to help you and you fucked me over, and I'm not angry anymore because I'm over the anger. I just feel you have to work your way up to it too. You don't get to feel this way without the hurt. You gotta earn it. You gotta feel the pain so deep that nobody can understand except for somebody else who's been through it, and that's true. It's why there's people who make the movies, who write the books, who star in the movies, who direct them. Who watch them, who communicate through them. But there's a few people who can do it all, every single last bit of it, without an effort. That's key, without an effort. Or it gets to this place of peace where you just feel like I get it now, and it all makes sense. So you stop needing to ask questions yourself. You don't ask why God sent you something, or put this angel in your path, or fucked up your internet. You just know. You just know. And you know who you're talking to, and you know they're there. But it's not like what people make it out to be in the hospitals and everything else. Well, fuck. Of course, like, I went back to the hospital 60 days ago. About that, I would think. I don't know, 2 months. I'm not 100%. The truth is, dates are not something that I'm good with, because numbers are not something I'm great with in the past, because I see everything as symbols, because I communicate different. I would communicate through emotion, right? So it's a different language, so it's hard to speak it, I find, and it's one that I need to learn now, and it's why I say I'm not there yet, because numbers scare me, and I don't know why. So it's like this, once you move past the feeling, then you work into a different area, now back into the logic. Science and faith exist together. They have to. You have to have both, or otherwise you're never going to have a better world. We can't grow, we can't expand, we can't become better versions of ourselves without that part of us. But what's happened with the world, and why I was so angry, was because and so many other people were so angry too, and why they feel so much power. Like, you get this overly powerful sensation, like, I fucking brought on the fucking pandemic, motherfucker. When you feel that crazy, shit, shit's hit the fan. When you start to think that, and you're like, yeah, I know, you stupid bitches, I told you this was happening. I don't want to say that fucking on live. Are you crazy? I'd have death threats at my house. I ain't saying that for real. Do I think it? There's times I do. I can't deny that. Sometimes I feel like I was that mad that I just said, fuck you all, and I'll make my own club. I remember so clearly 60 something days ago when I was insane and I was in my head and all I saw was darkness, and I saw who I had conversations with. So I don't know if that's insanity. It used to feel like it was insanity when they say you hear voices in your head and everything else, but I can go from the past to the present and into the future at any time I want. Is a loose term, because it doesn't work that way. I have to wait to be called on, because it's a team thing. That's where it's the same, right? So it's this mutual thing we have going on that's weird, because when you start talking to your phone, then you're a psychotic. But all of us are doing it right now in the world, so you leveled out the playing field for me. Thank you. I know and I see when you do things. And then I can pretend, because that's acting, that there's a producer there. Or maybe there is, and I'm just totally fucking with you, and then I reset that again. But the people who actually know if this video is legit or not keep me safe, because they can test, they see my location, they can bounce shit off cell towers, they can do whatever the fuck they need to tap into my phone, and I say I allow permission for all of those things, because I'm safe now. Only the right people can find me. I got into the right networks, and that's all I was trying to do. Why? Because I needed to say the celebrities and the people and the politics and all of that, because I felt more comfortable with celebrities to understand me and help me get me through this. That's why I said celebrities' names and ones that would get my sense of humor to do something about it. So that's why I said them. And then obviously you have our technology leaders and stuff like Bill Gates, and then you need social media, and then Russell ClickFunnels for me helped that tie it all together. Obviously Tony, because he was the one who saved me with his network and his beliefs and network marketing. So I understood a network. Then you have the corporate side of things where I go, okay, well, I understand people that are fucking full of shit, and you have to prove yourself to them in a totally different way. So that's the one area I have not shown up in yet, that I need to show up in now. So for me, It's not about the fucking money. That's why I needed to work through my issue with money, because I didn't want to be trapped by money, but I felt like I had to make all the money to fight the bigger fight and the bigger war. However, I'm tired of fighting at the same time, but I still want to fight it because it's just who I am and I can't give up. So I needed the whole world in this. I needed everyone. But what am I gonna do as a fucking human fucking sitting here on my couch? Not much. So we create, I know I did, my own fantasies, and they call that mental illness, and I call it mental wellness. Hello? You're telling me that's mental illness. Okay, so the first half of my life, I spent it fucking, more than half, I abused, felt like shit, hated myself, hated my life, hated everything, because all I knew was abuse, and I did things that were stupid. However, now looking back that I've healed, the things that I once forgotten and hated and was so embarrassed over, I'm thinking are just fond memories. And now I'm doing something with them. The things I was hiding from, the exact things I was like shamed of, because I wanted to create a new future for myself, because I wanted to show myself as this wealthy, put together, proper woman. I wanted to show that. I forgot where I was from. And then I went, fuck you. Fuck off. I am fucking, if I want to be white trash, I'll be fucking white trash all day long. However, I'm going to love the world doing it. I'm going to love the world doing it. So I might not have the exact memories of my past, and you know, people tell me stories of myself that I can't remember, to be quite honest. I had a girl tell me that once I stood up in an auditorium and said, well, like spoke or said I was black or something like that. I don't recall that at all. So hearing the story, I laugh at myself. I'm like, wow, that's a pretty fucking whack. Like, that girl's whacked. Like, this fucking bitch is a whack job. What am I gonna do? I can only laugh. I can't remember the story. Maybe like I can get mad at her and say she's a bitch and she's lying, but to be honest, I don't know. Maybe like that's not something something I might have done. Like, it's possible. I think I did think I was, because you know, I feel wings coming out of my back, and I felt them yesterday when we went for a walk outside, and it was in nature and the sun was on my face, and I felt them. And you feel your physical body changing, and I'm starting to get younger versus older, and that's so, like, it's weird. My whole life I felt I was so old. I don't know how to explain, but I was always old. I was uptight. I was a bitch. I was, like, I was this nice person, really nice person. When you made me mad, I'm like a fucking, like a chihuahua, right? Like, just, like, there's nothing to me, but like, in my head, I'm a fucking rock star, right? Even I remember getting out of the car once, like when I was driving to the work at the bar, and these girls were driving me nuts. Like, these, like, I always hated, you know, the pretty girls. I truly did. So I had to become one. So even though I didn't believe I was one, I had to become one to tell them to fuck off. That's why I became a fitness model, because they made me feel so shitty, those type of girls, right? So I didn't feel I belonged in there. I didn't feel like I was a pretty girl. I didn't feel like I was beautiful. I still was a fraud, because I was like, why are they all so mean to each other? This is like a fucked up world. I'm like in this world and it's fucked up. Like, it's mean. And I didn't want that. So I said, fuck it. I'm out. I was sick of dating douchebags. No offense. Sorry, guys, but some of you were. I was kind of a bitch. Like, I would date, and I didn't, like, I was sick of, like, here, let me flaunt my money in your face, and you think I'm going to do something with it, because, like, Like, I want to make my own money. I want to just be in love. So I sympathize and empathize with men who, these women who are just on them because they have money. But the guys, like, hey, if that's the world you choose to live in, where you want to live in pretend world, where, you're a guy who's a douchebag and you have a girlfriend who's a piece of plastic who only wants your money and she doesn't love you for you and you're so insecure and you're a fucking douche, good luck. Like, have at it. But you're going to go through this endless cycle of just really hating yourself and never finding anything. And then that's when people really spin out of control, when they don't feel loved. Like, I saw it with the Tiger King. It's his only, like, he's spinning out because he needs love. Like, he doesn't love himself. And when somebody's not mentally strong enough to love themselves because of whatever reason, fucking, there's, billions of reasons that people don't love themselves, you spin out and then you do fucked up things. And honestly, it just depends on the level at which you've been taunted and what your experiences has been. Because let me tell you, if I was him with that bitch up my ass, I'd be exactly the same, because I've had people up my ass. And was he paranoid? Absolutely not. Like, was there other things going on that we don't see behind camera that we know and that were in his head? Call them demons, call them whatever. It came from somewhere and it was all justified. And that's the difference when people don't understand mental health. So I get it. So these people, you can't freak out, you can't be angry. You've never had anything to fucking be angry about, frankly, if you can say that. Or you're internalizing it so much and you're killing yourself. And that's how suicide happens. You hate yourself so much. And then you have the nerve to fucking talk about somebody who killed themselves. Go fuck yourself. If you don't know what it's like, it's about 11 years ago. Dates, I can't remember. The sad dates, I don't know why. It's just something that's always been a struggle. But I did try to kill myself. I did. And I legit, like, it wasn't like I never before did. I was never a cutter. I was never a herder. I was never any of those things. This was a one time, I'm gonna fucking do this and I'm done. Because the truth is, all I saw was, you want to call them living demons on the planet, I'll tell it. Like, that's what it felt like. All I saw everywhere was, that's what it felt like. That's the description of it. So then somebody with some creativity takes that and makes them into demons and makes a movie like The Matrix, because they're fucking smart, because they know what it feels like too. So what is creativity? How do you tell a story? This. Because that's what it felt like. I did. I tried to, all I saw were demons. To me, that's what they were. To other people, it might be, like, their experience might be an alien. I don't know. I'm just telling you what mine was. And I felt like I couldn't take it anymore. I felt like I wasn't strong enough, and I felt like I had set my daughter up, at least with a father, who was going to take care of her, and I felt she'd be safer that way, and that's what I decided. And when I came back and what had happened, and it's what to me felt like I came to what felt like a door, and obviously it's not, like, it's in your head, right? Like, but it felt like I came to a door. It felt like it was red, and they meaning voices, whatever you want to call it a dream, said, I'm not crazy. Because we all experience it just in different ways. But I just was having a near-death experience, whatever you want to call it. And I came to this door. And when I came to the door, it was like I was getting ready to walk through it. And I was basically told to fuck off. That's exactly what it feels like now. That's probably why I tell people to fuck off. It was quite sarcastic. At the time, I remembered it very differently, but now that my memory's back, I'm like, wow, you fucking pieces of shit. It told me to fuck off, and it said, go the fuck back out there, bitch, and do something with your life, and you're not done yet. And I had the same message. I have had few times in my life very strong messages when I'm told to do something and I just do it, and that was one of those times, and I guess this is me doing something because I'm a speaker and I stopped speaking. I stopped speaking when I was 6. And then I've been poking my head out ever since. And let me poke over here, let me poke over here, and try to create something. So what is elegantly outrageous, and what are the programs, and what is the business, and why so dramatic in the way that it comes about is, well, one, fuck, hello, did you not get the whole fucking story that I'm overly dramatic? Yeah, because I can't get anything fucking accomplished if I'm bored, and I can't get anything accomplished if I'm bored, because then I can't entertain other people, and I enjoy doing that. Some people like to be performers, and that's why I say to people, if you're a creator, create. If you're a singer, sing. If you're an artist, art. That can come in different terms. If you're an artist, art. So are you painting? Are you drawing? Are you coloring? Are you, writing a book? Are you, what are you doing right now to be creative? And when everything's taken away, we're back to where we were in history. Right? We're back to where we were in history, where we had to use our fucking brains to do shit. We got so used to everything being done for us, and then we stopped thanking the people who fucking made it that way. We stopped thanking the people who made a fucking light for us so that we could do shit. We stopped thanking the people who created the fucking social media right now so we could talk to each other when we're in isolation. We stopped saying hi to our neighbors. We started taking real heroes for granted. Our perspective on popularity became sick, really. Our definition of leaders became a joke. I wasn't impressed with myself, with people, with society, with life, everything, because I guess I wasn't living it, and I wanted to. I was really jealous of everyone else living life and me missing it. I felt like I was missing it, always missing it. I was always too angry, or too emotional, or too crazy, or too forgotten, or too somewhere else to enjoy anything. And I still have, I'm just, my necklace, I really want it back. And the reason my husband, he asked me, he goes, why aren't you wearing another necklace or putting something on? Is because right now I don't feel I deserve a necklace. That's the truth. And it really upsets me, it breaks my heart that, I went to the hospital for the necklace to heal my PTSD, and they I was in the hospital. First time I went because I was spinning out, losing my mind, feeling out of control. But I went because I was going to heal my PTSD. I was very clear, even in my crazy, I was still clear up here. I knew I needed to go. And I went back because I needed to repeat the memory of the first time I went back in that short of time, in that 30-day cycle. Because I needed to break from feeling that, and that got me to a different level. When I went, the first time, and I had my necklace removed or whatever, they put it outside the door, and it was like a sign to me, like, hey, were with you or whatever else. And then now that that necklace is gone, it's like, fuck you. So I really want that necklace back. I know it's out there, and I have faith that it'll come back to me. And that's what faith is. You have to kind of go, okay, these things, like, somebody didn't take it and steal it or whatever else. They would want to get that back to me because it's important. But it's like, because I feel like I don't deserve to wear something else yet, even though I have other necklaces. And I'm just like that. I'm weird like that. I don't know why I'm weird like that. I'm just I just care. Like, and then when I am in a place in life where I don't feel like I deserve something, then I kind of, it's like, it's weird. It's like when I heal, the world heals around me. And I do feel that, because that's true for everyone. It's not special to me. And that's the perspective that you need to keep. And when you have that perspective, you can live. So if you're relying on substances or binge eating or whatever the fuck you're doing right now, forgive yourself. Let's start being honest with ourselves. And that's why I always say it's so important to do. You gotta earn who you are. And then I'm trying to do a serious speech, and then you get something on your lip, and then it's all fucked up. So that's why the name's Elegantly Outrageous. I am not trying to do this perfect thing. It's either it's one or the other. No, it's both. It's all. It's everything. And it's that way for me, and it's that way for you. So we're in this together. Let's get some shit done. Hope my internet gets back up and running, because I've just been rambling on now for a while, and now I'm tired. Welcome to the Elegantly Outrageous Personal Development Institute. Meet our first Elegantly Outrageous avatar, Candace. The foundation of our personal development programs are based on Candace's real life story. When the Elegantly Outrageous Personal Development Institute expanded, it turned into a game, one that was created to help you find the best possible version of yourself. So pay attention to the clues, because everything is there for a reason, and nothing you see ever is a coincidence. Are you truly comfortable, confident, and happy in your own skin? Then why do you feel you should disguise your own inner contentment? The Elegantly Outrageous programs are designed to help you overcome life's paradox. Understanding what it means to love yourself is the key to resolving conflict, especially your own inner conflict, which we are all struggling with in so many areas. The Elegantly Outrageous programs are playfully hidden in plain sight to help you pay attention to your next clue for personal development. How can you become the best possible version of yourself? Play the game.